presence, people count, and on-premise bridge control. So in this demo, we're going to pull up the control interface, and I've got a meeting that's already in progress. And here we can see that the Brisbane room, the room is empty. Now, this room could be a Cisco room series room, but in this instance, it's actually a older endpoint that doesn't have people count or presence capabilities. So we actually have an IoT sensor deployed within the space, and that's what's reporting back that the room is empty. Now, what we've set up in this instance is after a certain amount of time, the organizer will get a notification to say, hey, nobody's in that space. Do you want to keep it? The host of the organizer of the meeting can then select to choose to keep that meeting or let it release back for other people to be able to use that space. So while we wait for that to happen, we'll look at the MCU controls. So I've got my Australia room already dialed in, and I'm actually going to use the MCU controls here to be able to add additional participants. So I'm going to add a roof cam and a Queensland demo room, which is a room series, and we will get people count off that device. So I'll connect that, and while those rooms are connecting, we can see that we're getting a cancelling candidate. So that notification means that somebody is receiving that email as the host of the organizer, which is me, and that I can now select whether I want to keep that room or not. So here's my email saying action is required. Now this is customizable as well. Brisbane room, the subject people presence and bridge demo is going to be released. I can click to keep the room or do nothing, no action, and it will be released from Exchange and someone else can use it. So while we wait for that room to release, we can look at the other features of the MCU controls. So now we've got additional participants all connected in. We can see that the people count for the Queensland demo room shows one person. Will go up and down as more and more people go in or out of that room. But you can see that the other two endpoints do not have that capability and are reporting not applicable. The meeting manager you see on screen is actually displaying how much longer is available for that meeting as an on-screen text. But what I can do is change the layout here for all participants to do the film strip view or larger view, whatever the MCU is able to support. I can mute all participants, I can mute their video, I can also mute their outgoing audio. So if there's something where there's a conversation that shouldn't be listened to by a party that's dialed in, we can actually mute the outgoing audio to that participant. And we can lock the conference as well to make it secure and no one else can join. And here we go, we can see that the room is now cancelled. So within Exchange, this room resource is going to get released, and somebody else that sees the room is available can now go in there and use that space. So as that releases, we can also use the MCU controls to look at packet loss. So if somebody reports that they're having issues and quality problems, you can actually see what the jitter and packet loss is on each leg of the call hitting the MCU. And there we go. We've now seen that the Brisbane room has been released and is no longer a part of the call, but it will be reported on within our analyze solution.